Hello, my name is Sheldon here. Welcome back for another episode of Victoria 3 as Papal States. In previous episode we got our colony in Africa going, and it's producing a bit of dyes. It will be producing some sugar, also a bit of grain in there later on. And it's got the port, so that's enough to at least keep it somewhat active. It's got okay population, although the standard of living is very bad in there. But I'm sure that will get slowly better and better once we start providing them with a bit more jobs, although the dye plantation workplace isn't necessarily the best, although, well, okay, the laborers are really bad in there, in terms of their wages and all that. So that's probably causing some of the issues, admittedly. Oh, Prussia started a German leadership war against Austria, okay. Or diplomacy play against them. Now that doesn't really concern us too much. But the increased population, right, so that is already slowly increasing. We haven't started diplomatic play yet. We're improving our relation with the Ottoman Empire for the time being. Basically, I'm just going to try to make sure that every big player around us is somewhat friendly. We're losing a bit of money, though, so that's a kind of a problem. I think we might have to increase the taxes again, which I would like to avoid, quite frankly, but we'll do it anyway. Just so that we can start making a bit of money and not have to worry about interest rates being too high. I mean, right now we're paying £500 of interest, which honestly isn't all that much. And it's probably going to get better and better. So what are we researching in production now? It was the mechanical tools. Yes, please. That's gonna improve the paper mills a bit further. Also tooling or steel tools for the tooling workshop, and furniture manufacturer. You can get the precision tools for more luxury furniture. Slaughterhouse for the livestock ranches. So more meat. Oh wow, it's gonna take quite a while for all of these constructions to be built by the private sector, especially the factories and such. So it's probably one of the reasons why it doesn't do those too much. Because we still don't really have any support for any of the other types. We don't plan on going back to serfdom. And we don't really plan on changing any of these. I mean, to be fair, we're boosting the clergy, the landowners or something will maybe over time start reducing their power. We don't necessarily need to have the tools for it quite yet, quite frankly. And we could try suppressing them, but at the same time, they give us some nice bonuses. Some more investment pool contribution at least. The standard of living, on the other hand, especially now that the tax increase isn't looking too great. But at least the population is on the rise, slowly but surely. And we still need another, about 3,500 in our capital, which that is coming along in a matter of weeks. And that will be another mission done. I mean, it says immigration, but I don't think it's actually getting immigration, is it? I mean, there's a bit of migration happening, actually. I wonder, where's that migration coming from? Let's see, migration. It's got quite a high... Oh. Received 153 immigrants from Umbria and Romagna last week, so it's mostly internal immigration. That reminds me, why is the... Hey, right, we got migration controls. Okay, well, at least we got something in there. Increased immigration is almost done. We're getting the arms industry now. After that, we'll get the 2 universities to increase our innovation. And then sulfur mine, that's going to probably be done by the time we get the... mechanical tools and all that. There's 1,500 days for the Delta. Oh, right, actually, we could go ahead and increase the institution. So we can speed up the colonization in here. It won't be very quick, mind you, but if we can get a little bit of land in there... Oh, there we go, increased immigration completed. There we are. Didn't unlock anything new in here right now, but that's alright. Nationalism has 11 to 18 weeks. Oh, there we go. We don't waste quite as much money on the military goods now, so that's good. Armed forces slowly recovering from the bad mood that they had. Oh, right, Russia is fighting against Prussia and Austria again. Unsurprisingly, and looks like Russia is... Wait a minute, why is this war about? So Russia's fighting or helping Austria. Oh, Ottomans are occupying that. Oh, okay. Oh, right, yeah, no, that actually makes sense. So it's Ottomans and Prussian... Okay, yeah, they've got a whole lot of minor nations in Germany, of course, that are helping them. But it's France, Russia, Austria versus... Oh boy. Yeah, no, that seems a bit rough. But we'll still get the nationalism. We might be able to start working on unifying Italy, one way or the other. I don't know if we could do it... Well, in theory, we should be able to do it mostly diplomatically. Agitator appears for colonial exploitation. Okay. We don't really need to go for exploitation. How's the... religious... okay, it's all of that is animist right now. The standard of living is still very, very bad, so there's still a lot of starvation, which means the population is still diminishing. I suppose, well, we've got the sugar plantation now, so that does at least provide a bit more production. Which, to be fair, is that sugar, there's not that much extra production yet. But it does help. Looks like Austria might actually be losing some of the ground here. And there's the nationalism. Oh. Whispers of Risorgimento. The winds of nationalism have begun to pass through the long divided states of the Italian peninsula. Papal patriots and romantic scholars alike have begun to call for the unification of a single Italian state. Italy must be restored from oblivion. So we get more loyalists on various groups. Support for tech spread for society is increased. Approval rating, more political strength. Okay. Oh, we will not throw ourselves to the winds for this. No, I think Italy should be restored. And then we get the extra authority and all that, so let's have a look. Let's see. Spur pro-unification sentiment. Throughout the Italian peninsula, the masses are slowly awakening and turning towards the idea of unifying Italy. If their rulers are not inclined to follow the call, perhaps their people will be. There's no chosen support Risorgimento. Relations between Great Britain and Papal States are less than or equal to 20. Has chosen support for... Ah, okay. And then encourage Italian nationalism. Ever since the end of the Napoleonic War, Italian territories have been held by foreign powers. Our journey to unify the peninsula may inspire them to raise arms against their own oppressors. Oh, right. Venetia, Southern Lombardy and Istria get more radical. Okay. We'll encourage some of that. So let's actually have a look. Italy, so unification play. We're not a candidate for it yet, at least. I don't know, how exactly do we... There are currently no unification candidates for Italy. And of course we need to get 12 regions out of 17. Ooh, dialects is spreading. That's actually quite handy, but that's going to increase the innovation. Yes, please. Now it's going to be hydraulic cranes after that. It's hopefully going to be general staff for the better infantry. Because that would be quite handy, actually. So did we get the... No, we haven't got the sulfur mine yet. We're going to get the arms industries first, then we'll get the universities, then the sulfur mine, fertilizer plant, and a port. So there's a decent bit of things that are currently queued up. I don't suppose I can put in a decree on the state down here, can I? Oh, I can. Oh, well, I'll give it a bit of boost there then. Make the things maybe a little bit more profitable. Oh, the die's price is pretty low though. I suppose that's one of the things that... Oh, Tuscany supports Italian unification. Oh, there we are. Well, if Tuscany is all that we're supporting, that's quite handy actually. The European one, we've got pretty good relations with them. We can't improve it any further. I suppose what we might want to do is spur pro-unification sentiment as well. I don't know if it has much of an impact, but I'll give it a try at least. Oh. Reaching 25% will lead to seizure of the papal government by pan-Italian revolutionaries and the instatement of a democratic republic. Well, we could probably still go back to a theocracy later on. So in that way, we probably should not have gone for this one, but at the same time, we kind of want to form the Italy. We shall see. Can't declare any more interest right now. We've still got Modena as a rival. Don't know how quickly we can get anything out of that. Perhaps, but... Oh, did we get the... Oh yeah, we got the small arms industries in here. We don't have steel production yet, so we're not going to switch to that one. We might want to get steel mills eventually, but especially if we can get a bit more Italy for us, then it's going to be a lot easier to do. But in the meanwhile, let's go ahead and stop the trade route for small arms. We don't need that one anymore. So there we go. That's going to save us a bit more bureaucracy. Which can we actually invest... Oh, right, we are investing in the colonial affairs already. So that will be done in due time. Oh, right, so if there's enough radicals, that's going to cause the... Right, so we can still unify Italy, but as long as we keep the radicals low enough. Okay, I think we're mostly fine. I'm guessing there might be a little bit more radicals in... Oh yeah, there's a whole lot of turmoil in Venetia and Lombardy. Don't know how much of that is because of the... us supporting that, or the, you know, nationalism for Italy and all that. Kind of interested to see how that goes. But Austria is definitely quite busy with a war, and they are losing a bit of ground both north and south. Which is kind of surprising, actually. Well, not really that surprising, I suppose. But the weaker Austria means that we got a better chance of unifying Italy, so I'm all for it. And now we're getting the universities built both in Umbria and Romagna, and that way we can get more innovation. Of course, we already... Well, first we'll get the hydraulic cranes, then we'll get the mechanical tools. And after that, we'll get the dialects, which will allow us to get more innovation per university. So instead of getting the 8 from the 4 universities that we'll have at that point, we'll be getting 12. Which, you know, it's a decent increase, comparatively speaking. But it's not a massive increase on the total innovation, but it still allows us to get back up to the max innovation a bit faster. I mean, it's still quite far away, mind you. We're going to have already 99.5. Yeah, that's going to take a while. The standard of living down in the Delta is 5.3. Still very bad. I think the standard of living... So the peasants are struggling. The laborers are starving, which is not great. And there's one way to improve the conditions for them in here is just to get some more plantations and such. And not directly because it will help them get better wages, no. But that... Oh, there's the colonial affairs. There we go. So now we'll get the colony spreading a bit faster. We'll get the sugar plantation there. How much can we have in production? 24. Okay, that's actually quite a bit. We could get a logging camp in here. Provide some more wood as well. So at least the local population will be mostly fine. The universities are now definitely progressing quite nice. One of them just got completed. That was the one in Umbria. Speaking of which, Umbria, well, there's still 40,000 peasants there. Our capital's got over 200,000, and the north we got 160,000 peasants. So we got a decent bit of a room for improving our economy. Now, to be fair, we still have a bit of lack of iron. For that, can we start importing some coal, perhaps? Let's see, where could we get... Well, the productivity, Russian market isn't all that much. French market isn't all that much. We could import some from the Sicilian market, actually. That costs us no convoys. And then that, after that, we can go ahead... well, let's wait until that is actually coming in. Then we'll switch to the atmospheric engine pump. So that's going to increase the iron production by another 40. And then what we'll do is we'll go ahead and switch this construction sector in here to use iron frame building. So that will increase the demand for iron quite a bit. And also will increase the construction speed a bit further. It may not... well, I probably will increase the construction cost as well a little bit. But I suspect that that will be mostly fine. So we need a whole lot of coal, which we're currently selling... Okay, so yeah, we're not buying enough. We'll probably get better at least. Oh, there we go. So Austria is losing... Well, actually, Ottomans were pieced out already, I think. But the Prussians are still pushing... Well, they're taking most of Moravia and Bohemia. Well, both of those states have been taken. And of course, they've taken a part of or Poland in general, I suppose. They've pushed a little bit into Lithuania, but they haven't taken all of that state. Right, another 500 days for a second piece of Africa. It's going to take a while before we complete all of this. But the population decline has at least slowed down a little bit. We're still losing some population in here. But I suspect that if we can get enough workforce or workers in here, and then eventually the wages start growing a little bit. It might not grow a huge amount, but hopefully it grows enough so that they will, you know, not starve or anything. Because that's not good. There's hydraulic cranes. Max port level increased. What is going to be the next military tech? Going to be one of these. Oh, logistics. I mean, I suppose that's not the worst. So now we're getting the mechanical tools. That will be very handy, especially for producing more paper. Which, to be fair, right now we're not in a too bad situation. I think we might want to go ahead and import... Actually, are we... No, we got the colonial level to 2. We'll start importing some from the French market. If we start providing a bit more coal, then that will allow us to produce a whole lot more iron, which of course then reduces... Oh, what are they using? Oh, pop consumption is taking hold there now. Okay, well, I guess it'll do for now. We could use a bit more clothes production. I don't suppose... Have we unlocked any new production methods? No, not really. I think I might go ahead and improve the textile mill down here regardless. We're currently losing a bit of money, but it's not too bad. We got less than 100,000 pounds in debt right now, and we'll probably get a lot more. We did increase the construction speed here a little bit, although it's not really producing at full speed. Although, I suppose, no, it is providing 5 construction points, so it's better than nothing. Mortality of labor is still fairly high, although, how does it compare to the old one? It's still the same mortality. Never mind. So the progress of the Italian unification hasn't really gone up all that much yet. I suppose if Tuscany was already supporting it, we could probably improve relations with them. Maybe they would support unifying under us then later on. Medina's still got the 10 battalions there. We might go ahead and conquer that at some point. Although we need to be somewhat careful. Oh, right. Austria's pushing down that way. Oh, Libya revolt in Austria. Okay. So did the Prussians actually win that? No, they've still got a war going. But the front line was lost. Oh, right. Thanks to the revolt there. Alright, that... So they're now probably just fighting mostly there. Maybe again... No, I don't think they're fighting against the French either. Oh, there we go. We're getting the sulfur mine now. We don't actually need it too much yet, but the paper mills will soon enough need some of that. That's going to allow us to produce a lot more paper, which will allow us to get more bureaucracy and everything else. And GDP is only 2.7 million right now, so it's not growing very quickly. But one of the things that we might have to do... Well, first of all, we need to improve economy. That's the short and sweet of it. We are going to get another sugar plantation and logging camp down south in Africa. Also, they're getting the millet farm there, which is going to provide at least some local food production there. And some... logging camps in Romania. Okay, these are producing just the regular wood? Yeah, just the regular wood. We do need a bit more tools, but for that we are probably going to need more iron, which is perhaps possible. We'll go ahead and get it leveled there. Mining access in Umbria. Rule folk is mostly fine right now, but we might still want to go ahead and boost them a bit further. Now the innovation is going up to 58 total. And mechanical tools will be done in a bit more than half a year, I reckon. We might have to get some more government administration buildings, so we'll get one in Romania. That's going to cost us probably a decent bit of wages and all that, so it's not really going to be that much of a profit, mind you. Is the wine... Okay, the wine makes about £900. Can't really get better taxes there. Okay, the progress for this is not going all that well. Actually, there is the launch unification play. Can I target civil war countries for diplomatic place? Oh, because Austria is having a civil war, so we can't target that one. Okay, good to know. We have a very small army, mind you, so we won't really be able to launch this one. But I think it might be easy if we just, you know, start conquering a little by little. Maybe take Modena first. For that, we're going to have to get a bit more armies, which... actually, how's the amount of small arms that we produce? A little bit extra, not much mind you, but a little bit here and there. I suppose once we get the fertilizer plant in here, we could also get the explosive factory. It may not be profitable yet, but I suspect that it will be quite handy in the long run. Because that means that we can then get the munitions plant over there perhaps as well. And then we can switch to skirmish infantry and all that. And that will be already at least a bit of a boost on fighting against our neighbours in here. So they've got skirmish infantry. Oh, they already got skirmish infantry. Oh dear. We don't have the general staff yet. They've got lancers and a lot of mobile artillery. Okay, so we wouldn't really be able to deal with those quite yet. So for the time being, it's probably best just to stay in peace. At least, oh, there we go, 7 weeks for the millet farm. And then, of course, we'll get some other stuff in here. So there is still... There's actually no unrest in here other than, you know, there's quite a bit of struggling in terms of population still. Or the standard of living especially. But I suspect that once we get the... Well, first of all, the colony will expand a little bit, so that will provide a bit more... Well, actually, I don't know if that's actually going to help us in there. Probably not directly. There's quite a bit of unemployed and peasants. But the farm, no doubt, will help at least with the local food price. Because right now, if we have a look at local prices, the grain price is pretty high, so that's probably causing a lot of issues. And wood price is pretty high, so if we fix these two, at least partially, that will already make quite a difference. Because how we're doing in terms of the market in total, groceries, we're mostly meeting up with the demand now. Wood, we still need a lot more. We need more liquor. We need more fabric. We need some paper and some iron. Definitely more tools and more clothing. To be fair, the clothing is something we'll start fixing soon enough. So we got the sulfur mine over here, which is probably not very profitable yet. Yeah, it really isn't. But I suppose once we get the... Oh, right, the civil war is going forward. I don't know if Prussia actually won the war or not. Well, they're taking Tyrol. Or did they already have that? I don't know. Probably not, actually. If I could take a South Tyrol. So, yeah, no, I think Austria is actually losing a bit of ground here and there. Nope, and we got artillery shortage. Oh, right, we can't reach Austria, so... yeah, let's have a look at... No, not export. Import. I guess we could import some from the Prussians. Sure. I'll use a little bit convoys of that, no doubt. So bureaucracy is something we're a little bit short on. Oh, but did not end rivalry. Alright then, well, they still got the stronger army of the two of us. Right, so the logistics is going to be one of the things that we're going to research. And there's the mechanical tools. Wait for the see what is going to start spreading. Let's actually have a look. So it's furniture, tooling, paper mills, livestock ranches, and then it leads to railways. But there's the mechanized workshop is the next one. That's actually not a bad one. Right, so we got the sulfur mine over here, so we could probably go with the sulfide pulping. That's going to be using 20 sulfur total. We don't have... Oh, Days of Darkness. An option of... you know what, we could improve relation with Dutch East Indies a little bit, although... Yeah, we shall help with what we have. So the sulfur mine could be producing up to 20 sulfur, so that will be basically all that we can afford there, but that's fine. Technically speaking, if we had more tools and coal, we could produce the, well, double the production essentially. We can't do that yet. So we are getting the fertilizer plant right now, which, to be fair, we don't actually need too much quite now, or quite yet, but I'm sure that that will be very handy in the long run. Also, we did get the millet farm already in here. We could maybe get some harvesting tools, reduce the labor requirements in here. Also, maybe the orchards would be, well, provide a bit of sugar at least. A little bit less grain. You know what? Over here, we'll just maintain single crop for the time being. So it does make a profit. I'm guessing it's now with slightly less laborers in there. It might improve the standard. Well, maybe not all that much, but it still provides some local food there, which is always nice. Ah, there we go. So 6 to 9 months on dialects. That will be done. Or after that, we'll be focusing on the military or getting the logistics, then the mechanized workshop. Right, and that reminds me, we still didn't change the production methods in most of the places. For example, in, not the logging camp, the furniture manufacturer, we could go with the precision tools, but that would mean even less furniture. And furniture is the one that we kind of need more right now, so we're not going to switch to that yet. And the other one was the steel tools. We don't have any steel, so going for steel tools seems like a bit of a bad idea. Still don't have all that much progress right now. I mean, it seems to be 13... Oh, radicals out of a total population of 3 million. Right, okay. So we'd have to get to the... Yeah, okay, I see what that represents now. But we can still form the Italy, regardless. At least in theory. But we're not a candidate for the unification yet, so we can't really do it. But I suppose, well, we're still losing money. We're not losing too much of the money, though, so we can probably afford keeping it for a little while longer. Although we kind of need to start figuring out how to either increase our income drastically, which, to be fair, increasing GDP will already do that to some degree. Sulfur mine is now fully employed. There we go. That also means a lot more paper being produced, which does mean that the government, especially the administration buildings over here, won't cost us quite as much. Burning ashes. The drop of temperature caused by volcanic eruption has ruined the crops of all the nation and the farmers of Lazio beg for help. We'll send them some food. That's going to cost us even more. It's probably a excuse to increase our taxes a bit further. Maybe put even the luxury furniture tax. There we go. So at least we can start paying off some of the loans, so we're not bankrupting ourselves with all these events. The GDP on the other hand is probably going to suffer a little bit from that, but the logging camp in Romania is going to be built soon. We did get the... No, we didn't get the logging camp down in Niger quite yet. Oh, we did get an extra piece of land there, though. So how much do we pay our population there? Oh, 284,000 now. There we go. Standard of living is a bit low right now, but I suppose it's hopefully getting better. On the subsistence farms, they're producing a little bit of stuff in there. They actually make a profit. Well, right now it's mostly just improving the various productions. There's not a lot of transportation, because there's no urban centers or anything like that yet there. We've got a total urbanization of 20, which is not very high. Well, I suppose the port does give a little bit. Yeah, that's 5, and then each one of these gives 5. So I'm just wondering if we could... Well, we need the tools there, and that's going to be a little bit expensive. Right now, I think what we should do also is just increase our industries a bit further. So there's some industries that we could use, but we don't have yet. I suppose artillery foundry is another one. Let's get artillery foundry in here. We can start or stop draining some of that. We're still buying man of wars as well, which is something that we might want to buy. We're selling a little bit of... actually, is there any other exports that we could do? Maybe some more hardwood? Or luxury clothing, actually. Let's see, who would buy that? Benin? I mean, it would make money. And that would mean that the textiles are going to be a bit more profitable. We are going to be building another level in here sooner or later. Well, a bit later. But yeah, it will be built. That's going to allow us to get some more textiles. It's the Arts Academies, we're not really producing much because there's not a lot of demand for it. Partially because our standard of living is just very, very poor. Well, actually, upper strata isn't that bad. All things considered, it's 30, but it could be a lot higher than that. But of course, the upper strata is quite a small portion of the population in general. Well, the dialects are going to be done soon, so that's going to start increasing the paper consumption a little bit, but also increase the innovation quite a bit. And there we are. We could also increase the max education, but we don't have the bureaucracy for that. Actually, we'll just do the university through here. Actually, that's in development. Right, so that's going to be 24 or 20 more papers, but 4 more innovation. I think we've got the paper production for it to be just fine. Oh, yeah, we've still got a bit of extra production there. Now we've got 62 innovation. What is spreading in society? It is postal savings. Okay. Max cash reserves goes up. Farmer investment pool contribution and shopkeeper investment pool contribution efficiencies go up. That's quite handy. Right, so we've got a bit of shortage of tools. Now, we are going to be increasing the tooling workshop in here eventually. Now, we still don't have the coal or anything, so we are a bit stuck on that regard. Because we're slowly increasing. I mean, technically speaking, if I were to mostly focus on increasing our military... Actually, why is the Tuscan military looking like? We have been improving relations with them, and we don't... Oh, they got line infantry, lancers, and mobile artillery, so similar quality as us, but they got a much larger army, actually. Now, we don't have a huge amount of radicals. Oh, right, yeah. So half the radicals that we have are essentially in Africa, as far as I can tell. Fair enough. Encourage Italian nationalism. Sure, let's do that again. Maybe, just maybe these will start getting their independence. Does that mean there's even more... Oh, yeah, turmoil is pretty massive, at least in Lombardy. And maybe that way we can get at least some friendly... Well, friendlier faces in here. Although we don't have a bad relation with Austria by any means. I could join their customs union even, but I don't know if... I mean, it probably would increase our economy a bit further, because we wouldn't have to produce everything ourselves. Or most things ourselves. And that would probably give us a lot of access to coal, which would be very handy increasing the mining and all that. So how's the fertilizer plant? It's not producing a lot. Of course, there's not a huge demand for fertilizers yet. We will get the explosive factory later, which will make a bit of profit. Ooh, Modena supports Italian unification. There we go. Is that... Well, that's probably still not going to allow us to actually do anything in here. Not really. Not a unification candidate. Honestly, I don't still know... I'm still recording this on the same day as the first episodes are being recorded for this series, so I haven't had a chance to look at any comments on regarding what exactly the unification candidates' conditions would be. I suppose one of the things that we definitely need to do is... Actually, it might be that we need to become a major power or something. Then we might be able to become a candidate. I reckon that might be it. Getting the extra port in Umbria, so that is actually going to allow us to, hopefully, get rid of the decree in here for the road maintenance. Smoke streams. We read sunsets were reported for several months across the country. Fire engines were even called out in Romania to quench the apparent conflagration. Many artists and academics have expressed their interest in this phenomenon. Ask Academy building throughput or university. You know what, we'll get the university throughput from that. There we go. So that should improve our production a bit further. Or yeah, it's a bit of an increase there. Nothing massive, but it does help. And the port in Umbria is going to be done very, very shortly. In fact, the next week. Now, we've still got another almost 1,000 days for another piece of Africa. Well, at least it's better than nothing. The not living is now 8.1, so it started improving the situation in here. Getting that extra portion. That probably will. And plus, you know, having the millet farm in there and all that probably helps quite a bit as well. The logging camp will be built soon. We're getting the sugar plantation another level now first. But I do also see that we are actually out of time for this episode. So if you enjoyed this, please like, comment, subscribe if you haven't already. Also, got the links down below in the description. But other than that, thank you very much for watching. Until next time, bye-bye.